Hey everyone, Doug and Carl here, TJetClub. Another episode on the YouTube channel, and we're just talking about some Fray cars today. This is the last class that we are talking about that we run in our club. We've talked about all the TJets, all the AFX, 4 gears, everything, and this is it. And then after this, we'll kind of dig in and do some fun stuff, maybe some builds, maybe some just different things, some tools, all kinds of things that we work with and work on. So this is the last of the club cars. So and then after that, we'll talk about the cars that are coming up on the auction this coming Monday, which will be November 30th, 6:30 p.m. on the Facebook /TJetClub page. But until then, let's talk about some Fray cars. I'll hand it over to Carl and let him dissect some of his cars. I didn't bring any of mine because I knew he'd bring his, and mine don't have hold a candle to his. So let's talk about some Fray cars.
All right, guys, we've gone through all the various clubs, we've gone through all the various classes that we have, and this is the only class in our club where we don't set the rules. We allow Fray to do that. We run Fray rules. The only exception to that is that we do our season in 2 parts. We do it with Fray rules, and then we split it, and we split it by mounting NASCAR bodies to the Fray chassis. It's actually a lot of fun. I get a kick out of the NASCAR version. You can do a lot more bumping and running, and you don't have so many tire-to-tire wrecks.
It's not an open wheel class anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And so you can do a little grinding and stuff, and it's just a fun mix, and really the only opportunity we have to run a NASCAR-style body. And with Fray cars in the hosers started quite a while ago. When the group first got going, it was contacted by Rich Phyllis, and he said, if I come out and race with you, you have to come and race with me. And that was the rule. And so he did. He showed up. We held a big race. We had big for us, and we had people from Minnesota, and it was a really fun event. I think it was called Thunder in the Hills, and we had a great time. And so then after that, we formed a 5-man team, and we went to the Fray, and we raced. I believe it was 2008, and which is just amazingly a long time ago. And it was without a doubt the most fun I've ever had in slot cars at that point, for sure. And it was grueling. It was tiring. We were head down building cars because we were so far behind the curve, and we just had no idea how to build cars. And so we got there, and our stuff was pretty slow. But our goal as a club when we went out there was to win 1 table. That was our goal, 1 track, and we did. And even that was an absolute brawl. And but we did finally win 1, and we absolutely had the best time. And It was totally worth it. And we've talked many times about going back, but it just never quite works out. And I would love to go back, but I know the cars have gotten so amazingly fast, I'd have to really rebuild everything I have. And so I'll just real quickly, I'm just going to show you the cars that I originally built for the Fray. Little Lambo right here that I have rebuilt since, and is actually fast compared to when I first went there. Little Mustang, early body, great body, and you can't hardly find them anymore. I don't know. People make bodies and then they stop making bodies and stuff. And we did a bunch of these NASCAR bodies, the little Monte Carlos, and they're really quite good. And Warren did the decals for us before we went, and they really come out good. Some of mine are starting to fail. I don't think that was one of them, but this is another one that I ran. And over the years, I've been taking them apart and going back through them, and then you apply the new knowledge that you have, and they're way better. It's surprising. You'll go back through them and you'll say, oh, well, I can improve this, I can improve that. We didn't know how to build cars then, and so we learned a lot when we left there. And since then, I've built some pretty good cars, and I don't know if they would compete now, but it was still a blast. And then after rebuilding all the ones that I originally built and going to the Fray, once again, was a fantastic event. If you've never done it, try it. It is amazing. And it's different now. They have a lot more racing than they did back then. This one here was built by a friend of mine, Fred. He passed away, and then I bought his collection. And last year I finished the season with that. And that's a really good car. He really built a good car. This was a little Mustang. I like all these Mustang bodies, but once again, I see them, I get one bought, and then no longer available again. You can't find them. This is another one that showed up. I thought it was pretty cool, and it's fair. It needs to be rebuilt. When you run these for a while and you take them apart and rebuild them, it's amazing how much wear they'll incur. The 9-tooth that drives the crown gear, I'm amazed at how much wear they'll get. It's totally worth getting in there and checking them periodically and rebuilding them with fresh drive gear for sure. There was a guy on eBay that listed about 10 of these. Maybe it was 12, and they were all numbered. And everybody was bidding on them. This is years ago, and I got number 4. And it was an okay car, but now that I've gone through it, it's gotten way better. And then another one of the little Corvettes right here. Corvettes are pretty good handling bodies. I think the Celica is still my favorite, and everybody else has moved on to other things because I have officially fallen off the Fray train, and I'm so far behind on that. But in my opinion, they're tedious cars to build, in my opinion, and I think that the class is slowly moving to this magnet version. Everybody has to have the strongest magnets, and I think that's unfortunate. But they're still fast cars to race. They're fun cars to race, especially when you get a good group of people. You can get some really close racing. And then this is the version when we allow the NASCAR bodies, and this was just a white body and I worked for Speedy Delivery, so I made a Speedy NASCAR car, and that was the one I raced last year. But my absolute favorite of them all was my Mary Kay car, and this car was so amazingly successful for me, and it was a beautiful car, and I hadn't gotten around to painting the windows. And Al starts giving me all this grief about painting the windows. So I painted the windows, and then the front end gets broke off of it. And this is that kind of plastic that really doesn't take glue very well. And so that's completely Al's fault. And right there, isn't that just the saddest thing I've ever seen? And so anyway, I wanted to blame Al on that. And so... But once again, that is the only class in our club that we allow the rules to be set outside the club, other than the NASCAR. And if you do run Fray, try it with the NASCAR bodies. It is a good time, and you can get a lot more dicing in there. They're fun. They're a good time. And
more plastic slapping.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because with the other Frays, I mean, you touch wheels and they are launched.
Oh yeah, the back wheels touch. That was it. And somebody's flying. But with the NASCAR, you can really get in there and lean on one another. It's a pretty good time. Yeah. And you can run the. Some of the guys are being pretty successful at taking the Tycos and the Lifelikes. The Lifelikes seem to work the best, and put posts in them. And mount them on your Fray chassis and race them. So a lot of guys are doing that. So it's a good way to use those not so perfect bodies, make racers out of them.
Yeah, so that's the last class in our Hosers club that we race. Now we'll start talking about some other stuff, and just kind of stay tuned. We'll throw in some just how-to videos here and there. So if you haven't subscribed here at YouTube, make sure you do that. So now let's talk about the upcoming auction on Monday, November 30th, 2020, 6:30 Mountain Standard Time. Again, you do the math where you are.
Yeah.
And we'll kind of quickly go over some of the cars that's going to be on the auction block on Monday night. So.
No, if you were at the last auction, we had the junkyard night, which seemed to be pretty successful. People liked it. That was a test for me to see if people wanted that kind of stuff. But we did not get through everything. We were like 5 lots short of actually getting through everything. And so I just set those lots aside because I think we'll do that again. And I've been sorting, and everybody's excited about that. And I am finding a bunch of stuff. So I think we're going to do a junkyard night again, and it's going to be there's going to be a fair chunk of TJet junkyard lots. And I think we're going to make them smaller. We'll probably do choice. That way that we can get through them a little faster. And but this week I wanted to do this wide variety of stuff. And so that's what we've got today. And so, but you want to show them your new wallpaper design?
This is what I was working on earlier today. For you guys that know that come to the auction, one of the fun things we do, if you win an auction, you get a chance at winning a sticker. So today I was making more stickers.
Yeah, it's really wallpaper.
Yeah, really.
We're gonna
look at that. Yeah. And if you notice, there's a different size.
There's a super sized one.
That's right. So,
and what an amazing shower curtain! Wouldn't that be? Oh, that would be.
Yeah, we're gonna
what every bachelor needs.
Yeah. Exactly. Sheet sets.
Yeah.
You know, the comforter, the TJetClub comforter coming next.
Yeah, or car covers.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
It'll if you watch TV and you see mypillow.com, this is coming next.
We're gonna get in contact with it. Yeah, absolutely.
So what do we got coming up on the auction Monday night?
Once again, I decided we're gonna do a wide variety of stuff, and just so you know that the Corvette is back, and I have made my decision about the Corvette that made me grumpy. And I want to explain to people why it made me grumpy, because when I run cars in a second ring, like in the back, they can't have issues because people come and go from the auction, and I don't want them bidding on something. Now, this has really minor issues that someone has gotten in here and kind of ground and polished the wheel wells. So they're slightly distorted, but not bad.
Beautiful chrome.
Yeah, I know the car is just outstanding outside of that, which is really the downfall of it. But that's why, as I didn't want it in the background, because I didn't want someone to pop in and throw a bid at it thinking that it was, a really nice car. Now, you'll notice that I never use the word mint or perfect, because, mint and perfect are words that are different to everybody. If you tell me mint, I don't only think that it's never been played with, but it's also aesthetically mint, and meaning that the factory paint is right. Everything's right. I mean, there's nothing on it I would be disappointed in, so I never use that word. If I call something collector quality, then that's pretty much the highest standard you'll hear me say. We've got this guy right here. This is one of the very, very first Johnny Lightnings, but it has this chassis under it, and I am so far behind on my chassis, I have no idea what that is. So I'm hoping somebody will tell me, and then I will learn. And then, of course, the Willys that we missed last week is going to be back, and that's a really nice car. And then I grabbed a little Cougar, nice little car. And I grabbed a little Indy car, because everybody likes Indy cars, right? And, of course, our weekly Hot Rod Coupe, we got that. And then we got this guy. This guy makes my day. I had to deliberate on this for some time. And I have decided to let it go, because what I wanted to do to it was pretty brutal. So I thought I would spare it that. And then a pretty good little Lola, black striped Lola. And then that's kind of the T-Jets, and we're going to intermix those. I am really short on AFXs this week. Choice on those guys. Next week, I'm thinking about doing a heavy AFX show. We'll still have some T-Jets, but a lot of AFX. Nice little 57 Chevy Tyco. One more of those. Nice shape. Oh, here's our...
Spoiler alert.
Here's our very nice AFX. That's it for that. This thing is cool. I struggle to get rid of that, but I will... And that guy goes with it. We'll probably do choice on them. And then I got to have a little bit of NASCAR stuff. So we got, bam, 2 trucks. We'll have choice on those. And then I thought this was entertaining too. This is 2 versions of the same car by the same manufacturer. And so I thought that'd be a great choice lot. They're both Tycos, but one is the Lumina and one is the...
Grand Prix, isn't it?
Monte Carlo.
Oh, was it Monte Carlo?
Yeah, okay. But I thought that was interesting. So we'll do a choice on that. We'll be able to compare and contrast. And then, and I'm going to save the absolute best for last. But I know everybody gets kind of nutty over these. So we got a pair of those guys, the model motoring, 55 Chevys. They have really picked up in interest and value in the last 4 years, 5 years. Fred, that friend of mine, me and him it took us a while, but we did end up getting them all eventually. Except someone come on and said, well, there's a brown one. Did you get the brown one? Mm-hmm. I'm like, no, I didn't get the brown one. So I know that these here, everybody's going to absolutely go nuts over these, but we're not even going to review them much because I know that they're going to be top dollar. So
one left that you got.
Did I miss one? Oh, yeah, this guy here. And then we got to somebody's resin build with custom wheels, and I thought that would be kind of a fun one to put up. Yeah. Something different. So that was the idea, was to have a wide span of stuff this time around.
Yeah, so there's some cool stuff in there. I'm going to be bidding on a couple of things.
That Thunderbird, I daydreamed about that for a long time, but my build box has still got 40 cars in it, so let's not get too crazy. So
that's what we're going to be auctioning off Monday night, the 30th of November, 2020. So if you're watching this a year later, you're going to miss it. So
that's going to be too bad.
Yeah. So, but a year later, who knows what we'll be having for auction? We might have some.
I know,
space
right?
Cars.
Right.
some cars.
Hover.
Yeah, hover cars.
Hover slack cars.
Yeah. So Facebook.com/TJetClub. That's where the auction is. Just pop in, enjoy the show, and interact with us. There's always fun stuff going on.
Ask questions.
Yeah, usually lasts a little bit less than 3 hours. I think we start at 6:30 and we're done by 9:15 maybe.
Yeah, so we try to get it done.
So the guys on the East Coast, you go into work on Tuesday a little bit blurry-eyed.
Everybody will know why.
Yeah, exactly. They'll say, I ordered my shower curtain TJetClub version. So, yeah. So thanks for popping in. Again, subscribe here. Go to the Facebook page and like that as well. And we'll see you on Monday. Thanks for stopping.
All right. See ya.